All right, hi again, everybody. This is Activity 2 from Unit 3, still in Module 2, Students with Learning Difficulties. And this is actually one of the more preferred activities I've heard from candidates because you guys really get to work with some of the teachers in your class, at your school, and some of the teachers within your cohort as well. And what you're going to do here, well, we'll look at the overview quickly. The context, again, is how classroom teachers have an integral role in creating this inclusive classroom for the kids with disabilities. But also, how the teacher's role in identifying the students and supporting the students throughout the special services or whatever plan is created for these kids. So the performance outcome for you guys is candidates identify signs that a student is struggling and discuss possible ways to help students with disabilities or refer them to special education services. So another activity that calls for quite a bit of synthesis is going to be this one, and where you're going to get your resources are other teachers or administrators at your school. So what will you do? So you're going to interview 2 teachers, and you're going to find out how the needs of students with these learning disabilities are identified and then ultimately served at the school. Okay? So in your interviews, you can choose a special ed teacher, a counselor, you can choose anyone who's got experience working with special needs, other teachers, all right? So some of the prompts for your interview are what are the signs of a struggling student, how can differentiated instruction be used, etc. So you've got some questions that are going to lead and guide that discussion. And now, let's go ahead and look at those requirements real fast and we'll come back up. So you need to post a summary of those interviews in the discussion forum. Okay, so in the discussion forum, you'll post a summary of your interviews. So what did you find out here? A little bit of a summary. You're going to post strategies for differentiated instruction in a single cohort in the discussion forum. So probably the first candidate in your cohort who's going to post here is going to create a new thread, and it's going to be called something about strategies for differentiated instruction, and that's where you guys are going to post your ideas. And then finally, you're going to create a flow chart. We'll come back to that last second. Here, let's go back up here. So we remember this. We're going to share a summary of our interviews. And then we're going to continue on. Whoever created that one common cohort discussion thread, we're going to discuss some of our strategies and experiences that we learned and some of our own. All right. And then finally, you're going to create a flow chart illustrating the process that you would like to follow in your own classroom. So this process could be one that actually exists at your school, or one that you think from your interviews and listening to other people, one that you really want to see in your classroom. So if you see a kid struggling in your classroom, how are you going to deal with it? What interventions are you going to apply? Go ahead and tell us the process. And how you're going to do that is by creating a flow chart using Coggle or MindMaple. And then quickly, I just got a quick example of Coggle would be something like this. So again, this one's kind of not really a process. This one looks like you've got here, and then you got this direction, this direction, this direction. I think yours would be more of a process. You identify some signs, and then these are your interventions, and then after that, what do you think should be done with these little guys? Do you refer them to administration, to special ed? Again, what is your process that you want to see in your classroom? Okay, so that is it. I will talk to everyone soon.